Alright, today we're going to be doing the Earth Summoner's Road, so we're going to do this real quick. Go into Exploring, Giant Boss, Earth Summoner's Road. For the first battle, you're going to want luck units if you're a veteran, so you can fill this lucky gauge. I'm going to have a video on that later, on actually filling it and what happens when you do fill it. And then, if you're not a veteran, just use whatever units, like, if you only have like 4 Ascended units, maybe use one of them, and then use some Awoken units, just so you can clear it, because you should be able to clear the first two. Definitely. So this one, pretty much just beat it. One True Art should kill the boss. That's it for the first one. Pretty simple. Just nuke it. Alright, for stage 2, you just pretty much same thing, just nuke it. This is the team we're going to be using. Just clear the ads. Get through the boss fight. This one you want to nuke 100% because otherwise it'll probably like paralyze you. Third one is a little more complicated. You're going to want a way to cleanse poison. And then you're going to want a way to proc poison. But I think for me, this team is a little more consistent. Because the other way I was doing it was, instead of this, I would have Keat. Or any poisoner would work here. So where is he? Oh, right here. So his skill has a 70% chance of poisoning. But sometimes it just wouldn't poison. And I just decided to use this team because it's a little bit more consistent. Just doing straight damage. So the boss, it'll do, if you poison it, you'll do more damage and you have to crit it. But you don't have to poison it. You'll just do less damage, so I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. And you're going to want a poison cleanse because otherwise the boss will nuke you. So just do as much damage as possible right here. Usually you're going to want to poison and then crit, and it'll do a ton of damage. But I just don't have that good of a poisoner. And right here you're going to want to make sure you're just not poisoned. So you're going to want to cleanse before that first threshold. And then the second threshold is when you're going to want to use your defense equips. Because this will do a lot of damage. And that fight is pretty simple. If you have a poisoner, use them. If not, you can just deal enough damage to kill it without poisoning it. Stage 4 is probably the hardest one. Stage 5 is pretty much just heal through it. But stage 4, you're gonna need to poison. If you don't poison, you just won't be able to clear it. So I recommend using Sans Pluie or any equip that will poison, because you only need to proc 3 poisons, I guess. And then for the final boss fight, the gimmick is that you need to be poisoned to do more damage. So a taunt tank, VoltLR works really well for this because he'll just take all of the poisons and then he'll do all the damage. But I think this is a little bit better. But the issue with doing it without a taunt tank is at one of the thresholds, it'll deal like 2,000 or 3,000 damage for each poison that's inflicted on the unit. So you need to make sure all your units are at full health. So that's why we have Betsfald on SGL right here. So I can use it twice in a row right before that threshold. And you're gonna want to make sure you're not gonna get freezed because the first ad will freeze you. So we're gonna use water cheese, and then we're gonna get right into it. Pretty much, you're just gonna need a lot of damage. Do not cleanse the poison. I messed up because I didn't use my defense quick right away. If you don't get the poison proc on that first one, you need to poison the blue skeletons. If you don't get the poison, just restart. It's a lot faster. And don't cleanse these poisons. You want to save all your poisons. And you don't want to use HP auto recovery on this because the boss will just kill you. We're gonna use our Blessed Necklace on Uzu here. As soon as Shiro gets back. Okay, and then watch all the shields, make sure nobody's gonna die. Recharge them. And then right here, we're gonna get ready to use SGL's heal. Because it'll do 2,000 damage per poison. So you need to heal it. You need to make sure you're max health before, or you will just die. And there we go. Now you just need to make sure you don't die to the last threshold. So just keep your shield up. Only one unit needs to survive. And just like that. Stage 5, this is definitely the easiest stage 5 in all of the Summoner Roads. This one, I guess it is for me. It might not be for newer players because if you don't have Heart and Mako, I mean, you just need to, you could definitely use the new Liza, the Valentine's Liza, but you're gonna need to HP auto heal because the boss will proc Envenom and you can't cure it, so you just have to heal through it. And that's pretty much the whole gimmick. And then at every threshold, he's gonna reset the arts gauge. So make sure you use your arts right before the thresholds. But that's pretty much it. So at every threshold except the last one's gonna reset your arts gauge. So just make sure you use your arts right before that. Because you will need to heal, you will need to keep your HP auto heals up all the time. So save your equips. Don't use them right before it, use them after. This team is really good because these two each, Summer Miyu and Shadow, give 30 arts every time you use their true art. So every time I use it, everybody else is getting arch gen. We're actually going to use a Shadow super art here so we can get a defense ignore too. Okay, and then that was the last arts gauge reset. So then the last one you can just blast right through. I'm going to save up for a super art with both of them. And we're just going to nuke it. And this should definitely clear the whole boss. And there you go. That's all 5 stages of Earth Summoner's Road. Definitely the easiest of the Summoner's Road. It was the first to come out. So you could even clear it without ascended units. And then I'm going to make a video on what happens when you fill a lucky gauge. So I'll put that at the end of the video. So there's a link right there.